What happens if I build a theme park with your dumb ideas? The first idea is build a roller coaster that goes through a toilet. Yeah, this is the level of this series. So I think we should actually start probably with the toilet itself, which is actually not an easy shape to make. And the toilet needs to be somehow big enough for a roller coaster to fit in. This is actually starting to become very big, but let's add some walls over here. That's of course where you will actually be sitting on. And all of this we should just easily be able to copy over. It's not going to be perfect on the edges, but it's so big I don't think you will even notice. If I'm correct, I can select all of this, make it a group, and then duplicate it, and I think I can just mirror it. So I think if I just connect it like that, I just need to fill in the middle here. There we go. Now we already have a part of the toilet. Yeah, as you can see, this is quite big, but a roller coaster has to go through this. And all of that should now be somewhat nice. This is looking strange, guys, but you have to trust the process for this one. And then we also do, of course, the back of the toilet, since, well, we don't want this to be opened. This is just completely wrong. Why is it angling like this? Oh my god. We just have to increase all of these walls at the back. I'm actually not entirely sure how you will get into the roller coaster, where the station will be. I might actually have to do that somewhere in here, but of course we'll see once we actually have the toilet itself. Once we get the actual toilet parts in there, I think it will look a lot more like a toilet than whatever this is at the moment. I think you can tell this is the first time I'm making a toilet. And we will just very easily copy this over and then place it on this side, if it wants to copy over normally. Let's try that again. That is looking a lot better. This is where you will poop. It's a bit of a weird shape, I have to say, for a toilet. But, yeah, toilet. Okay, now it's time for the actual, like, big water tank you have, of course, at the back of a toilet. Since this toilet is so big, the water tank is also going to be maybe a little bit big. But, oh well. Now, the last thing we, of course, actually need is the actual trim of the toilet. And maybe not have all of this flying, actually. So, let's build the actual rim for, of course, the toilet. Since what is a toilet without a rim? And while I'm building this, of course, this is somewhat inspired by Benny, his new series, Benning Improval. But fun fact, I actually did these videos well over a few years ago. I think I have like 6 or 7 of these videos where I am building your dumb ideas. And we build like roller coasters with like 50 inversions, or roller coaster with like 8 track overlays, right? Like, we really did some stupid stuff over there, and I just love to be able to do the series again. It has definitely taken way too long before we are doing this again, but yeah, the rim is starting to look like something, I have to say. Now, it might be a little bit rough around the edges, but I hope at least once we start to paint it white, it starts to look a little bit better, and you don't really see some of the hard edges anymore. But painting is definitely going to take a little bit. And let's see if we can manage to rotate this around the middle point. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm actually in love with the new mirror tool. It is actually amazing to use. So you just click this and you're finished. Just need to make sure I line everything up. There we go. Now we have an actual rim, and it is starting to look like a toilet. The proportions are maybe a little bit off, but of course I have to put a roller coaster in this, so it has to just be a little bit bigger than maybe normal. Okay, we need to have something actually in the toilet itself, of course. So let's create, I guess, a simple bottom over here for now. Not sure how your poop would go away with it being as flat as this, but yeah, that's fine, right? Now, I'm not really sure what would happen inside the toilet right here, but I guess we can build it once it's actually done. And if I now go in free cam, we actually have some sort of toilet. It's maybe a bit chunky. It's actually not too bad. Now, once we actually hopefully paint it and, well, actually add all the details, since of course this is just the actual empty template and it looks kinda bad. But let's first of all just paint it, and I guess, like, it's plastic. So if we just paint all of this plastic, which I should have painted this earlier, shouldn't I? I don't want it to be too white, so then it's going to be extremely reflective. So let's try to paint it some sort of like white grayish color. This is going to take so long. Why did I paint it not before? There we go. The outside now actually looks like a toilet, although I feel like I still need to paint the inside, don't I? Yeah, no, that looks terrible. Paint all of this white. Alright, there we go. Now we actually have a template. Now, originally I wanted to be able to move this still, since I don't think the placement is amazing, but it's a lot more items than I was expecting. So I might just be stuck like this. So that just means there's going to be a random toilet in the middle of the park forever. It's kind of funny. Oh, actually, one of the main things I actually forgot to build with the toilet is how do you flush it? We need an actual like handle you use to flush, which I guess would actually be indeed somewhere over here. There. There we go. Oh, what have I just made? I'm pretty sure if you do anything in this toilet, it will not go down. But that's kind of the fun of it. All right, roller coaster time. And for some reason, I feel like a Whelp mouse coaster just fits perfect with this. It's kind of compact, so I can actually build somewhat of a nice layout in here. And I wanted to put the station on top of here. I am probably going to regret that, but let's just place it over here. We can make quite of a decent station over here. So, toilet or roller coaster? What do we start with? We probably just start with an actual like turn or like a drop, I guess, going down. Oh, that's a little bit intense. All right, there we go. That's probably fine. I will of course also completely fully custom support this toilet roller coaster. The fact that I'm even saying words like that is incredible. So I guess for now, let's just turn off the supports at all. And I do think I want to have some sort of like the Whelp mouse itch feeling. I am going to keep it close to here, since then I can actually attach the supports to there. And let's then of course go around here. So far this actually looks pretty cool. I could always possibly make it like a blueprint and then move it around. I guess that's an option. Let's do like an outer banked turn over here. Yeah, now we're at the back, which is I guess kinda boring. It's probably time for a block break section. I do actually want quite a lot of terrains on this. Yeah, no, this is indeed quite a stupid idea. I have to agree. All right, let's place a block break section right over here. Probably good enough. I actually have no clue what's actually going to make all of that. Let's test the coaster quickly. So it drops down. That all makes it. It goes over here pretty smooth. I like this. Then we have this outer bank turn. All right, and then do we make the block breaks? Kinda perfect actually. All right, now it's the time for the actual, I guess, the toilet part. I guess we're first going to do like a lap over the rim. I need to look out with what I'm saying. Sadly, I cannot bank this roller coaster that much, so this is kinda the maximum it can do, which I guess it's fine. And then we'll go down in, I don't know, whatever this is. We're just going to do like a lap around here, which will probably bring us to another block break section. What do you mean it's going up? That's completely straight game. What do you mean? Now it's the actual time to go inside of the toilet, and what am I making? Okay, here it comes. It's making its way all the way through there, and that's pretty good actually. And then block breaks there. It's actually having a lot of speed. I might actually increase the block breaks a little bit more. Okay, that's definitely the wrong side. Whoops. I haven't even actually thought about how the coaster would go back to the station, but again, that's a problem for me later. So let's have a turn going down, and I guess we're going to do as like a swirl, as if we're like being sucked up into the toilet and we are the poop. The fact that I literally just said that, what has my channel become, guys? What has my channel become? At least now I can actually use what I kind of planned to do with how I was building it, since I know it looks a bit strange, but I can actually go inside the toilet, and I think that actually fits with its collisions. Now I just need to figure out, do I continue? No, I kind of want to go. I guess I can continue, although that's going to be like kind of boring. Yeah, I don't like that. Wait, oh, I know what to do. We're going to keep doing the same, but I guess just a little bit sharper over here. There you go. This is probably a little bit nicer with what I'm doing right now. And now we can actually have a little bit more of this roller coaster, I guess, go through the toilet on the inside. Not too long. Probably just this. I guess that works kind of nice. And since I left more room over here, I actually have room to now go down in the toilet. It's definitely going to go extremely quick through this, but to be fair, when you flush the toilet, the water leaves very quick. So let's go down like this. We are basically just turning the same way the whole time, but who cares at this point? There's probably going to be something in the middle here. I'm not going to say what yet, but you can probably guess what I'm going to be building in there. I don't know what's going to happen over here, but technically you're going to go flush right here. So we probably want to like yeet in the ground. And that's then kind of the end of the roller coasters. Like you are now flushed. That is a crazy ending of a roller coaster. There we go. And then I guess we're just going to make it go back up here. Now the question is, which is now actually going to bite me back in my ass, how do we go back up here? How do we even get a queue up here? That's maybe even more of a question, but that's a problem for probably in a little bit. If I have to guess, chain lift. We don't have a booster, do we? No, we only literally have chain lift, so that is kinda the only thing possible over here. So let's just do a basic turn, something I guess like this, and then Since you probably won't really be able to see this. And you can actually make chain lifts, as you can see, really steep for some reason. You can make them very steep. Oh my. Do we want it to be this steep? Actually, not that bad. I can probably Oh, I know exactly what to do for the chain lift. Now I just need to figure out where I'm actually with the roller coaster. And I am over here. So we can probably do this, add some block brakes and actually some normal brakes. What's going to be over here, I don't exactly know. And here we're just going to add like some sharp turns. And I guess we need to somehow line this up. I guess this can be a little bit lower. And then just a normal piece. And that is now an actual like layout. Okay, this actually doesn't look that terrible. Let's place an entrance and an exit all the way over there. Yeah, how am I going to get people? I guess there's only like one option, and that's inside here. But if I'm correct, I made this. It's not hollow. Oh, okay. Well, time to remove, I guess, all of the walls. And I do actually want this to be guest accessible, since that's just hilarious, to be fair. Let's just, I guess we'll build this with marble, since that kind of fits. Let's just build a massive queue going down, and that's going to be a very annoying queue. I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to make it all a bigger ramp, not an actual staircase. I do, of course, have to keep in mind that we also need an exit. But if it doesn't fit, then it just won't fit. And I think I did this actually correct. Yes, there we go. Now we have why is this not rotating? Now we have an actual queue going all the way up here. Of course, we need to do the exact same for the exit, which I guess will go this way. And it all just barely fits. It's actually very compact in here, as you can see. And here we are, and I guess I'm just going to try and bring this as much as possible to the front of the toilet, since that's, I guess, where the entrance and exit should be. And we will just mirror exactly what we did on the other side, and I guess pray it actually fits. And oh my god, I think if I do this, it perfectly fits like that. All right, there we go. Now we have actual entrance and exit to the toilet coaster. This path looks ridiculous. Okay, there we go. Now that's also enclosed. And am I going to care how this looks on the inside? Probably not. So I guess for now we can probably test the roller coaster. I hope it actually makes it to the end. I actually haven't tested it at all. Before I will fix some of these ugly things all over the place and all the custom supports, we should definitely build something in here. And you probably have guessed it when I said it earlier. I'm going to get some primitives, and let's just say I'm going to get what is a good texture? Maybe something like fabric and make it brown. Maybe not fabric. Some grass. Almost mud. Oh yeah, make it a little brighter. There we go. And I guess I can actually use spheres, since I think there's nothing underneath here that matters. No. And let's just make this big balls. And yeah, let's just say the person who went to the toilet right before we made this, right, had quite a big dump. And I'm not sure what he ate, but it didn't come out completely normal. There you go. Oh, what have I just made? Okay, I think, actually, if I get water, I kind of want to place these water emitter, waterfalls thingies on the side, since you always just have like a little bit of running water on these toilets. Now, my question is, can I change this? You cannot change how much water it does, actually. That's kinda sad. But we can paint it so you don't see it as much. So I guess we'll do that. And yeah, now we just place like these all over the edge, and I guess you will also get a little bit wet. And now that I'm actually thinking of, we should probably remove all of this terrain over here, so the coaster actually fits through all of this. And how this is exactly going to look, I'm not sure yet, but let me just very quickly build all of the custom supports. That's going to take a while, so I will be back once I've done all of that. Okay, I thought I might do a quick update actually in between. I've been building supports now for about the past 45 minutes. And yeah, so far we do have a few, as you can see, around here. I am very happy with how they look. But yeah, as you can see, there's still a lot of supports that need to be made. I have placed all of the connectors like all over the place, so those are done. I'm now actually working on the inside of the toilet itself. This just looks so dumb. I have changed actually some of the colors. As you can see, I just made it poop brown. I think that's just the most fitting matching all of it. I do need to change the colors of the train. And then, yeah, you just jump in this black hole all the way over there. So yeah, this is what I've done so far. I still have a lot to go. And then I still have to add like a lot of detail actually to the toilet. Since right now it is looking very, very flat. And of course the entrance and the key. Let me continue first with the supports.
A few moments later.
And there we go. All the supports have now been finished. Actually, this looks pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure about the color of the support. So if I should maybe try something else, let me know down in the comments. But even like all the way on the back, yeah, the supports are here. I have already made this, which is supposed to be the water coming in there. Doesn't make much sense probably, but at least now it doesn't fly. I'm probably going to finish this at a later date, since I do want to do one final thing for this episode, and that's actually build the station. I actually have a pretty ironic idea. So let's get building that. We will be using, of course, primitives again, and we will be using some cylinders. I guess I will have to make this hollow, and we're going to make these probably quite big. I guess we'll see how many actually like fit next to each other. Okay, so I think I can fit 4 if I just move this over a little bit like that. Okay, there we go. And I guess we're going to have this until about here. Yeah, I have to agree, this does look very strange for now. I might actually just move it to 3 over here. I think that will maybe actually fit a little bit better. And then we'll have 2 circles like this over here. And then I guess 1 on the top. I'm not sure how that's going to look up here, but these are going to be toilet rolls. But the challenge is going to be making it hollow. And I originally wanted to make these fabric, but fabric is very dark actually. What other texture might look like toilet paper? Maybe sand? Ooh, I actually think sand works really good. And then on the inside you always have like one of these things. Of course, I cannot really make that perfectly, but something, yeah, like that seems to work. Now we just have to, of course, copy this around 1,000,000 times. Here we have our toilet paper. Okay, that actually seems to fit. I just need to make sure this on the inside looks a little bit better. And then we just have to fill in some of these holes over here. I do actually think I'm going to keep open the station like that on this side. I think that's kind of funny actually. I know it might be a bit ugly, but I kind of just have to make this go straight over here. Now we do have a station. This might be my best station I've ever built, guys. Oh, what have I made? Okay, let's put this higher and I guess just copy and paste it down with the hand like that. That's probably fine enough. And I guess these don't have to be hollow, so I can just extend these. Oh, that's not extending. Expand these all the way over. And if you then move it over to, yeah, right here, and then move this one back over all the way to the top in the middle, we now have a tower of toilet paper, and here is our station. Oh... It is very dark in here. Now, what kind of a lighting would you have in a toilet roll? For some reason, I am kinda digging these lights. I don't think I have ever used this before, but they kinda fit over here. So if you place like one here, one over there, yeah, that actually lights it up pretty nice. That is, oh my god, I'm in heaven. Okay. Move these over here, and now let's light up. And oh, that looks a bit weird from the outside. We should probably lower these a little bit then. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better, and well, you can still see in here. Am I going to care? I don't want to do this on the inside. I think a simple fence will make it, I guess, look a little bit better. And I think I actually saw a light, which I kind of found it funny. This one. I guess we're just going to place this like on here. There's not really that many places to place a light, so I hope this is sufficient. There we go. Now we at least have some lights in here. I'm not sure if this made it better or worse. And I guess as a fun Easter egg, I can possibly add some water in here. Oh wait, I know exactly how we can do that. If we scroll all the way to the end, we have of course glass primitives. So I can just through the whole bottom. I've actually never worked with these. Place some water, right? I guess make it look like water. Just until there, so it's underneath. And then if we paint this blue, you don't see it. Okay, wait. We need light here. I guess we can add like spotlights. There you go. I guess now you can actually see some of the water at the bottom here. I know this isn't great, but I don't think any person will ever actually see the inside in here, apart from guests that walk through here. Then I guess the very final bit I have to do is actually make this fence, or this, I don't know, this path here look a little bit nicer. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that, since we don't even have an entrance yet. There we go. Now we actually have an entrance fence thing, and I guess we can add probably like a sign over here in the future. And don't question me why I'm adding these lights over here. I guess just so the toilet doesn't look that dark from here. That actually doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure what we should name this ride. So let me know down in the comments what we should actually, well, name this. Whatever this is. I guess on this side we'll make like where you normally put like the toilet rolls around. I guess I can actually copy some of these around and just place them as decoration. Perfect. There we go. We have some toilet rolls twice that going through here. God damn it. On the other side, and am I just going to add like a massive wall over here of just this? Maybe we can add something on the future into this. I'm not sure exactly what for now, but at least now it's not flying on this side. That looks bad. Okay, wait, actually, what we maybe can like steal is like some of these pipes and make it look like they should be like in here. You should see these as like pipes, guys. These are definitely pipes. All right, and then that's also finished. I'm kind of running out of things to do, actually. It might actually be finished for the most part. Ignore the back for now. We'll do that in the future, maybe when we know what's more going to be around this area. Since, yes, this is going to be probably a theme park. If you guys, of course, enjoy what I'm doing over here. If you guys don't watch this, then maybe there won't be any other episodes. But we'll see, of course. But yeah, let me know in the comments for a name for this ride. And I guess there's only one thing left to do, which I actually haven't shown you in this video. And that is a POV of the roller coaster. And there we go, our toilet roller coaster is now finished. Is it the smoothest roller coaster? No, but I don't think that's really the point of this. Some of these turns are a little sharp, but it does look actually really awesome. I am happy with how the station turned out. Yeah. We of course, is it a good looking toilet? It's alright. It's a little bit strange, I would say, but I do kind of like the layout, how it goes through here. And of course someone took a massive dump and then you will kind of disappear into the black hole over there. But that is the end of this episode. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on my channel. Let me know down below what I should maybe else build in this park. And then guys, I will say as always, goodbye.